Hi guys, welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. Of course, it's me, Alex Whiteley, your boy, and today I'm joined with Beth Heath from Shropshire Festivals, Shropshire Think Tank, Shropshire, everything. You hear Beth Heath and you know who she is. How's it going? You okay?
I'm having a very good day, yes, thank you, Alex.
Stressful day. You're like, my tyre's broken on my car, and I was just like, oh, don't worry about it. But you made it here anyway. So.
But I've had the best day as well.
Yes, you have.
So yeah, no, it's been good. Thank you for having me in.
No, it's great. I mean, every time I've seen you, you've been either whizzing around on a Segway, or you're rushing through town, or you're putting dinosaurs on a car park, or we never have time to sit and have a chat. So I thought I'd invite you in to do that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's quite nice actually just to chill out for a little bit. It's such a nice place. Parade's gorgeous. So yeah.
The parade is amazing. They've been amazing to us, and I love coming here. Every time I come here, I come in here, I set up, I go outside and just stand outside in that back car park and just take in the view. It sounds daft, but it recharges me.
Yeah. I come in and buy Crystal's cupcakes because they recharge me.
They're great. They are great. So I was opening that. So how have you been? You been okay?
Yeah, it's been a very, very, very tough few months. Let's not pretend it hasn't. We've not been able to run any festivals for the whole summer. We've not been able to have people having fun anywhere because no one's allowed to have fun anymore because the world's gone crazy. That's what we like doing best. We've adapted and we've changed a bit. We've had to lose a couple of staff. We've had lots of tears and we've had lots of grumpiness, but finally we can see some light at the end of the tunnel, so that's quite good. Yes,
I mean, I've put off having you on the show because I think I love chatting to you, but it was at the beginning of all this, it was kind of like, well, what we're going to talk about?
Yeah, nothing. Oh, can't do anything. Yeah, sorry, Alex, I've cancelled that as well. Oh, and I've cancelled that, and then I moved it, but then I had to cancel it anyway. So we had a lot of kind of work for no reason at the beginning.
But you still did stuff, and this is the amazing thing about you. It's like you're like, we're not down and out. We can just go in our cars and have a part. Yeah, the driving festival. Where did the idea come from?
So when we're all kind of sitting in our houses in the sunshine at the beginning of it all, and there's a few things coming out of Germany who did the drive-in. Really, people kept texting me and saying, what are you going to do? Because they're used to me doing stuff. And I was like, let me just get my head together because obviously my business has just been wiped out. And then I kind of did that for a few days. And then we were like, okay, now what are we going to do? Because I'm bored of sitting around. When we saw the concept of driving, we were like, okay, we can do that. Where are we going to do it? We've always wanted to use the West Mid Showground because I love that space. I love Ian, who runs it, and they've always been really generous and kind of gone, come and do something. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then when we started doing driving, that was the only place I could think of that would work. Obviously, I don't think the council would be too impressed with me driving 200-odd cars into the quarry. So we actually managed to entertain 8,000 people during that month, which for me was a huge tick from a team perspective. It was nice for my volunteers to come back out and help. It was nice for my team to be back together again. It was nice for me from a completely selfish point of view because I had something to focus on and to get my arse out of bed in the morning. Yeah. And also got us back out there. And like you said, we're known for not sitting around, not doing anything.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's what was killing my team, is the fact that we couldn't plan anything, we couldn't do anything, we couldn't smile about stuff or get excited. And we bounce off each other in our office, and we're kind of, there's a lot of cake involved, a lot of sugar, and there's a lot of bouncing around and a lot of really kind of fun things. And there was none of that. And so it was a bit like, oh. But yeah, that got my mojo back. So it didn't make us a penny. In fact, it lost us about $5,000.
Yeah, I spoke to a lot of people. Ben from Moody's Media. Yeah. A few people I spoke to there, and they were like, "We're kind of all doing this at a loss, but we need to be out here. We need to be telling people that we're still alive and kicking and stuff." Yeah,
and also the fact that for people's morale, I remember my mum, who sat on the toilets, bless her, letting people in and out every single time. She was saying, people are coming out saying it was the first time they'd been out and they felt really safe. And if what we gave to people was an experience where they could get out and smile and have fun, then we were still ticking the boxes is why we exist. That's why Shropshire Festivals exist, to make people smile. We can still do that, but just from the safety of your car. And that's good too. Let's face it, a lot of us aren't in this for money. You're not in it for money. I'm not really in it for money. We're in it because we love what we do. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what gets us up in the morning.
It's your passion, and when that gets taken away, and I imagine it must be like, I always compare it to Men in Black, that little ball that goes start smashing it. That's what your brain must be doing when you're sat inside, you can't go out, and you've got all these ideas in your head, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, you say I can't go out. We're really lucky. We've got a little bit of space around our house. So we had water slides down our garden. We had all of our inflatable bouncy castles out. So my kids probably had the best lockdown compared to anybody else's on earth. Sorry, people out there. But, actually, they were whizzing around fields on quad bikes and stuff. So I got to spend some time with them, which I don't usually get in the summer. So that was a huge bonus. But there was lots of ideas going around. But it was not, it's, as for everybody, I'm not the first person to say this, it's the not knowing that's killed us. It's the moving the date from when it should be to the end of September, thinking at the time, it'll all be over by then, moving Kids Fest, which should have been at Easter, to February 21, and thinking, it's got to be over by 21. We've just jumped that to 22, because I don't think it's going to be people's kind of feeling safeness, whether or not the pandemic's disappeared overnight, people's kind of wanting to get out and do stuff again. I think it's going to take a bit of time to come back. Yeah, let's not predict what government are going to do. But I will definitely, for all of the things I've ever had to do and make decisions for, I've had to make some really tough decisions for business about what we're going to do with this tent that's about to collapse under snow or whatever else. I look at the government and whichever way you voted, and obviously this is not a political show, I would not want to be in any of their shoes for all the money in the world, because you can't make a decision because nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, even if we're not going to get political, but what I've seen is even if they do create a vaccine, we got a vaccine, there are vaccine deniers out there that will kick off. So you can't win either way. So it's like,
Yeah. And actually, we've kind of stopped. We've got a corona ban in our kind of office and a corona ban. Because otherwise you just get down. Yeah. And so my girls are all not watching it, and we're just kind of seeing the highlights. If there's going to be an announcement, we know there's going to be an announcement. We hear the highlights. We hear what we're meant to do each day, and we do those things. But we're not letting it bring us down, because
I've really enjoyed talking about the positivities that have come through, like lockdown, COVID, and the kind of initiatives people have come up with. It's actually been quite nice bringing people news to their homes, knowing they can't get out, and talking about how people have changed things. I mean, you're still bringing out ideas like the hampers.
Okay, the Hamper Company. I used to have. So my little girl's nearly 10. So when about 2 years before she was born, I had a hamper company. So it was a Ludlow Hamper Company back in the day, because I used to run Ludlow Food Festival. And so I ran that for a few years, and it was a really successful business. And then I was like, oh man, I'm going to have a baby, the busiest week of the year. And so Alex is taking a picture of me, so I can't smile and talk.
Sorry. I do this all the time. I should do this before we record. I did this yesterday. We had Amanda Jones from Shropshire Refugee.
She's lovely.
She's ace. And I was just like, and she was just like looking at me like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
It's because I've got no other biscuiteers with me to do it. So sorry.
I've done my cheesing now. So so I used to run hampers years ago, and then it was going to be the busiest week of the year that she was due to be born. And actually she was 2 weeks early. So we sold the business because I was like, I'm good at some things, but I'd never had a baby before, didn't know what to do. And actually now I know they sleep a lot. You can do a lot with a small baby. But we sold that, and obviously the business went off and did festivals and things. And then during lockdown, we ended up making 150 hampers for Mandy Thorne for her care workers at March's Care, which was really nice of her, just to say thank you. And then we did a load for Shrewsbury School, and we were like, oh man, it feels like we're getting this Hamper Company thing back up and going again. Let's just do it. And then so, you've known me for long enough now to know that I kind of go, okay girls, we've got a new business, we're starting, and I need a website up, and I need everything done by like tomorrow. And that's how it goes. There's no complicated business plans, there's no writing everything down, there's just my gut feeling says we should do this, so let's just do it. And actually we've got about 600 ordered so far for Christmas, and those are corporates, and obviously I'm in a different place to where I was 10 years ago. I know a lot more corporate people, I know more producers because of the food festival. Yes. We can help support the local producers. I had a delivery the other day, and the girl said to me, I was really concerned when you started this because I was thinking you wouldn't have very much, but I had to support you. She says, you're now having more than local farm shops are having of this product. And I'm like, that's amazing. So actually we're helping just in a way that I wasn't expecting to be helping back in March.
Local producers just...
Yeah.
So I bet there's too much. A hamper, more like an Arctic lorry, just roll up on your door, that'd be amazing.
Well, what's really bad about it is when you're sat in the office and you've got flour and white meringue bites sitting in the hamper shed, and they're just like calling, eat me. And I have to go out and eat a lot of them. So, yeah.
What did I do?
There's quite a lot of stock that's gone in my belly, let's be honest.
Well, that's just amazing. I love that you've just gone, okay. Okay, and then look what's happened, you know.
Yeah, my poor husband, he does have to put up with quite a lot of crap off me.
So is this going to be just a Christmas thing, or is it going to continue?
It'll continue.
Yeah,
let's just see what happens. I think there's no reason not to have it just continuing, to be honest. It's working really well. We're getting lots of people. We're making people smile. And I think every time you go back to one of our businesses, the whole kind of premise of it is if I can make somebody's day in some way, that's kind of the point of it. So that's what we're doing.
I always remember when I was a kid, actually, there used to be like Hamper catalogues, didn't there? And you can look through them. Oh, look what's in that one. Oh, look what's in that one. Oh, yeah, that takes me back.
My husband used to look at the underwear one, so you were much better behaved than him.
Me too. Now, when it comes to sort of PR and what you do, because you're very helpful to other businesses around Shropshire, it must have been extremely difficult for you guys to keep a cool head and calm and about how people are going to adapt. You know, especially with the parade here, because you guys are looking after the parade. And I got to say, you guys have done an amazing job.
Thanks. Yeah, we approach the PR and marketing side. So if anyone who doesn't know, we've got a business called Shropshire Think Tank. It's actually 3 very soon. So that hasn't been started out of COVID. It's actually been around for quite a long time. Actually wearing the top today.
Yes.
And look, on my back.
Head for thinking, feet for dancing. I like that.
Yeah, that's the truth, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, Think Tank's been around, and again, we try and approach each of those PR clients. We were worried beginning of COVID. Let's not all pretend we weren't. But actually, each of them have got a unique story. Like the parade, we put the Evolution Park on the car park, and I think you guys had more visitors to the parade than you've ever had. It's just been amazing. Like, I've seen the difference when we first started doing the recording here. You'd see the odd person come peering and stuff, but this, especially we're outside setting a car. I always say it wrong. Setting a car outside, and the people just in and out of that place is just unbelievable. Yep. And the clientele, the businesses have all changed, especially downstairs here and upstairs. It's just amazing. Yeah, there's a nice buzz to this place, and it's full of independence. And I think people have also gone, who do I want to support? Do I want to support the big boys? Okay, let's not pretend we haven't all got an Amazon Prime account, because that's how that helps us. Like, remember those last minute birthday presents. But if you can support local and come to somewhere like the parade, you're going to do it rather than going to out of town retail park. Yeah. Because it's just, you're making somebody's day every time you step into their shop, and you don't do that if you go into M&S. Yeah, of course. I mean, I've got people that will not support Bezos at all. Yeah. They will go out their way to support independent small businesses. Yeah. We're doing a hot wing challenge on Newsuck in 2 weeks. And we bought the hottest wing sauce on the planet. Right. It's called ass-kicking sauce or something like that. God. I don't do hot food. It's not fun. One of our team was like, he's had to go the long way around to get the sauce, because he will not order from Amazon. Yeah. Because that's where you order it from. Some people do that, you know. Go support independence, people. Got to support independence, yes. You do, because, I think it's really important to keep those businesses going around your town, because that's when all the big boys come in, and that's when when there's a monopoly on things and the prices go. You know, it's so. And it keeps the pound local. If you can make somebody's day by walking in and buying some of Madame Lama's flowers, then I know that her little boy Ollie is going to be able to do. They're going to be able to go out this weekend and have a nice day somewhere locally and give that pound to somebody else. Clothes on his back, you know. They're surviving and. The local farms are producing stuff. That's what it's all about. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's amazing, and you know, I love that this town has such an amazing communication amongst itself. Not just town, Shropshire. Lots of people talk about each other. They communicate, they cooperate, they help each other, and you know, it's people like yourselves and the Biscuit, of course. You know, the Biscuit, obviously. That accommodate that. Well, when you said to me about how did we feel during the beginning of lockdown, we were amazed and really, really humbled by how many people messaged and said, how can we help you this time, Beth, actually? Mm-hmm. And that's just absolutely, it makes you well up, because there's businesses out there that I wouldn't have expected. I would expect some of my friends to, obviously, but I wouldn't expect people to be worrying about what our business is going through this, you know, be it PR, Biscuit, you know, Carl Jones, Business Magazine's huge supporter of ours, and you've got all the volunteers, and so something that's kind of, if you come out, everybody's coming out of Corona with a lesson, but it's actually to be really thankful for the fact that I live in Shropshire, because you couldn't ask for a better, more supportive place to do business. Yeah.
Yeah. It has been quite humbling to see. I met Carl Jones. He's been on the show.
I was listening to you guys the other day.
He's fantastic. We got to talk about movies and Star Wars and stuff on the Biscuit.
I didn't know what half the things you were talking about were, but I did listen.
There's a 30-second button on Podbean. You can just.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not Star Wars. Yeah.
So what? Obviously, you're missing the festivals. And we are seeing some people sort of adapt. I think is it beer tap and can. Tap and can. They did their own sort of Oktoberfest sort of thing. Are you looking at ways to sort of, if COVID isn't gone next year, to try and adapt things?
COVID better do one by next year. We've got what we're planning on for next year is we've got Shrewsbury Food Festival, which is a 99.9% sure we can do that, even if we were to do it tomorrow. We've worked out how we'd lay it out, how we do it in a COVID secure way. We want to support those producers. We can do Shrewsbury Food Festival. It's outside and it's always sunny, so nobody needs to squash together. They can all just lie on a hill and listen to live music and do what they've always done. I'm pretty sure on that. Oktoberfest, I've got a different layout if we need to, so we can make that in a COVID secure way. Obviously, Town Council decided this year that we weren't allowed to run the events in the quarry. So even if we had been able to, in a COVID secure way, we wouldn't have been able to. We have been helping other people, so we've been over to Weston Park, and they've been with those guys over there and looking at some ways that they've actually been able to deliver outside events. So because our events are predominantly outside, then of course we can do it. But have you heard about what we've got planned for December?
I've been hearing little things, but I'm sure you can elaborate. Yeah.
So if you take your brain back to clapping on the doorstep, so we were like, Christmas isn't going to be the same. We all have nice big Christmas parties, everything else. So we have carols on the doorstep, which is going to be absolutely the best thing ever. We've got BBC Radio Shropshire will be playing the tunes at 6 o'clock on the 16th of December. So all you have to do is go onto your doorstep, tune into Radio Shropshire, and then your whole street will be singing at the same time. So our worry when we first started talking about it's myself, Katie Rink from my Shrewsbury magazine, and we were kind of like, how are we going to make it so everybody's actually singing in time? Because you can't just have it on a website because nobody's doing it at the same moment. And so Radio Shropshire very kindly have said yes. We've also now got Hereford and Worcestershire BBC as well. I had somebody phone me from Wiltshire yesterday. They're getting involved, hopefully, with BBC Wiltshire. And so what we're hoping is that we can run the biggest event of 2020 in the UK, if not the world, with carols on the doorstep. So everybody to get onto their doorstep. We've got some amazing support. We've got DM Recruitment. We've got March's Care. No.
What's the date that's happening again?
That's happening on the 16th of December. 6 p.m. And it's just going to be fantastic. We've got some sponsors involved. Zoom are coming on board, and they're going to be giving away. So you can nominate somebody who deserves or who you feel would benefit from a meal for their family for that night, and they'll deliver it for free. And they'll be giving away lots of meals and hopefully collecting for Food Bank at the same time during December. While they, if you get a delivery from Zoom, they can pick up for the Food Bank at the same time.
Nice.
And we're trying to do some cool initiatives and raise quite a lot of money for charity at the same time. So you'll just be able to download an invitation. We're printing 20,000 to give out so people can come and collect them and stick them through their neighbours' doors. And there'll be posters everywhere soon. And we're just letting Halloween get out of the way first, and then we'll be bombarding the world.
Are there main hotspots that this is happening, or just everywhere around Shrewsbury? Where are you guys going to be?
Shropshire.
Just everywhere in Shropshire?
Shropshire, full stop.
Yes.
So the idea is, if you like the sound of it, you basically email me or go on the website, which is Doorstep Carols. Again, another website we had to just whiz up quite fast. And you just email on there and ask us for, I want to get involved in my street. So in a couple of weeks' time, when we actually get around to it, we'll have downloadable invitations on there, and then you'll just be able to go around and stick them through your friends' letterboxes. We're delivering 5,000 round Shrewsbury door to door. There'll be 10,000 going into my Shrewsbury magazine, and that's kind of the idea behind it, is that you want to do it in your street. Who cares what the next street's over's doing? But we're planning on doing it again on Christmas Eve, 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve as well. So we're going to do it on the 16th first, get it going, and then redo it on the 24th.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Grinch. You know when he's like stolen all the and he's on the hill and he can still hear them singing?
Yeah. So we've got the guys from the Abbey are going to stand outside there with all their choralists and Christmas jumpers and sing it to the crowds as the cars go past at 6 p.m. on that night, with the organ going in the background.
Maybe we could do something with the Biscuit. I always say these things. I always go, oh yeah, we can do something cool, but like, Do something really elaborate. That'd be amazing.
Well, if you did it down at the Abbey, they've got. I think it's going to be pretty kind of like goosebumpy because they've got big organ and a big church. But there'll be the jingle bells as well as the Christmassy kind of proper Christian ones and stuff.
Next week we're recording on top of the Abbey. I was like, I just want to do something crazy. And,
I've always wanted to go up there.
Yeah, I'm going to take these mics and just. Hi.
It's going to rain all week next week. Yeah. Just putting it out there.
And it's probably gonna. Yeah, we might have to rearrange if it does because my equipment. But like, I don't like heights, and that's the thing.
You've been at top of St Chad's?
Not St Chad's. No.
Oh, it's amazing.
I bet
you don't have to get wet because you're in the bell tower. I think so. Yeah, we did photos up there.
We haven't really done much with St Chad's, so maybe we should do because I think it's a fascinating building.
Oh, it's beautiful.
In fact, we were looking at pictures of Shrewsbury. I don't know why, but on our live show with my American co, and they saw St Chad's, the American, and they were like, "Whoa, look at that build!" They were like really fascinated with this round church. It was just.
You could do from the rooftops. You could do a whole series from the rooftops because you can also go to top of St Mary's Church. Opposite here, and that is astounding. So you walk up that tower, which feels like it's endless steps, and when you go out, you can't believe the view because you're on top of everything.
See, Robert has said we can record from up there.
Yeah.
But I nearly cried because I don't do heights, right?
You'll be all right.
I mean, I've been up top of the Lord Hill and Hawkston Follies. We went and did an interview top there, which was amazing. But at the same time, I was kind of back. Julie was like, and I was backed up against the wall, like, yeah, this is fine. It's fine. You're not gonna. It was fine. But I like testing myself, so we could do that.
Yeah, push yourself a little bit. Be good.
It's
just don't jump.
Just don't jump. Or trip over.
Easy.
When I was on top of the Lord Hill column, my hat flew off, and I had to really stop myself from going to grab it because that's how it happens in horror movies, isn't it? The movies that they go to grab it. So that's amazing. What else have we got for Christmas? There's that.
Christmas, I'm planning on just having a day off, having a nice no winter festival. I must admit, the one good thing that you have to be very grateful this year is the fact that it's absolutely chucked it down on my festival dates, and so by laws of averages, it'll be sunny next year.
Yes. Yeah.
So
of course. Yeah. How can people get involved with Think Tank then? Sort of because you guys, I mean, I was just looking now. There are so many people involved with you, especially like Shrewsbury Town Community, and Arts Alive, who'll come on the show soon. Woods, who I love to pieces. I think they're great. And then you also offer like packages of ways you can help people, right?
Yeah, we do all sorts of things actually. We're doing a load of packaging at the moment for a rapeseed company. We do PR marketing. We also do, which is my favourite thing to do. I don't know whether the client loves it as much as I do, but they seem to. They come back. We have creative days. So we'll go for half a day, take some time out of your business and go, right, what are we going to do to get the word out there about how awesome you are? And we brainstorm for the day, and then the really good thing about this is then we put it all into action. So we went out to the most phenomenal, I'm going to have to send you out there, it's over towards Ellesmere estate, and they've got Highland cattle which they raise for 4 years, and then you can buy kind of quarter of a cow for your freezer, but this cow has had the happiest life ever, and it's phenomenal. But they've also got, we might do some events out there as well, they back onto the mere in Ellesmere, and it's beautiful. But we went out there for half a day, a bit of a brainstorm, and we're like, oh, do this. And they were like, we put the proposal in, and like, yeah, we're going to do all of it. Yeah. Because that's what we can do. So I think because we're really used to putting stupid ideas into reality, that's kind of what we do on a day-to-day basis, then my team will never be kind of taken aback by something, but then they also just do the regular social media. Really, I mean, Claire, you probably speak to on a regular basis from a PR perspective, but she's brilliant, and and Gems is great at design. And then I'm not sure what I bring to the team, but I've got a lot of good ideas. No, actually, I was gonna sort of say to everybody in the team, everybody, Rachel, Claire, Gemma, all you guys. Rachel's gone. Is she gone? She's had to go because she's events, and we haven't got any events, so Rachel's had to go, and so is Bethan. That's such a shame. Don't, because you make me cry, because Rachel's been with me 4 years, and that was one of the hardest things with Corona. Oh. So, yeah, don't. Rach, if you're going to listen to this, we love you. But everybody at the team, and Rach up until that point, are just so bubbly, bright, friendly. Whenever you see them, they're always really happy, and the emails are back and two between me and Claire are fun. Like, it's just like that. But you bring that, and you say you don't know what you bring to it, but that is what you bring. And, across the county, people see Beth and a woman that could have just imploded during lockdown and COVID, but you're not. You've just gone, okay, let's do this. And you carried on. Yeah. And that is an inspiration to others. So or I do the heading. One or the other. No, I refuse to believe that. Don't speak to my husband.
And like simple things like with us, I mean, we went and went to the Mermaid, we had a coffee and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, we'll get you in the parade. And I was just like, I nearly cried that day. I was just like, oh my God, and we're still here. So
yeah, no, well, so that's what we love. I love when somebody says to me, right, there's this issue. I'm kind of like a problem fixer, is what I love doing best, which is why I suppose Think Tank works. But I can go, right, that's the problem there. Alex needs a new home. I will get Alex a new home. Because Shropshire is so interconnected, as soon as you've done business in this county, you know who to then ask. And so it becomes easier once you know people. And like your business, you're meeting so many cool people.
Yes. I
listen to the podcast and I'm like, oh, I've always wanted to meet them. And, and I just want to sit and chat. Like I've always said, if you could go around all of the industrial parks, and those businesses that are on there are phenomenal. I walked in one day and saw Tom from Darwin Composites. I didn't know this bloke, but I just saw Darwin Composites on the outside of a building, and Sid's going, Beth, no, we can't just walk in. I'm like, of course we can. So I walked in and basically did what you did and just chatted to him. Most fascinating business ever, and he makes massive domes. But if you could do that around every industrial park in the whole of Shropshire, there'd be some really interesting conversations.
This was the idea. This is what I wanted to offer the biscuit, is that context behind a company name or something, And the biscuit's just been recognised by Europe, Radio Days Europe. They're doing a World Pod Day.
Oh, wow.
And the biscuit's been recognised for being a fine example of a hyper local podcast. So I'm going to be on a panel in front of the whole world talking about the Shrewsbury Biscuit. So I want to, and you've helped make that happen. So, what you're saying about fixing problems during lockdown, things like that. Did you have so many people come to you going, we've got this problem, can you help us?
Yeah.
Help us.
Yeah, we had a lot of that. There was a lot of people who were all of us had little mini breakdowns, didn't we? But people who were going, oh my God, my business is this, my business is that. We've written grant applications, we've done press stuff for free, we've done loads of stuff. And we offered out Think Tank sessions for small businesses, so they can come over to the business and just have us for a few hours and help them. We've two of those businesses are now doing better because of us helping, and that makes me happy. It only takes a couple of hours of our time, but you make someone else's day, and that's great.
Yeah, I think you're great. I think you're fantastic. I know
you're great too.
Yeah, oh, bless you. I know you got to go because you're teaching, aren't you?
Yeah, I teach at the university. So on a Friday, so my poor university students are going to have me bouncing off the walls with my. Am I allowed to say what my good news is? Because by the time this goes out,
please do. I didn't know whether you could.
Yeah. So this morning I came in bouncing off the walls because bless Alex, he was putting up with being late, but I had to be late because we were waiting for the Arts Council email to come in, and we got 2 grants this morning. We got one for Shrewsbury Food Festival and one for Shropshire Festivals. And we are so bloody grateful for it, because it means that no more of my staff have to go, which is what the concern was, and it means that you can all have festivals next year, which was also our other concern, because it's very expensive running a festival business without any festivals. That's
it. I'm so happy for you. When you told me, I got a little choked, because I think that's amazing to hear, and everybody that hears that will feel exactly the same, because everybody loves what you do. So
well, don't worry. I mean, the money's not going to line anybody's pockets. Trust me, it's going to go and pay back a lot of debts that we've incurred over the last few months, and it means that we can do some awesome stuff next year and pay the local bands and do all the fun stuff that we flipping love doing and we've not been allowed to do.
Well, you have our support.
Thank
Always
you.
have our support, and I encourage people to follow what Shropshire Festivals are doing. Give them that follow on Facebook or Instagram, or following their website, doing anything like that. It helps. So
massively.
please do.
And thank you everybody out there for all the support up till now.
Brilliant. Fantastic. That was awesome. If you want to shoot off, you can do. I know you're busy. I'm going to.
Sorry.
No. You've had a busy day, and I said to you, your car's broken. Don't worry about coming on the biscuit. Jeez.
No, it's important. This is like up there. Cool thing to do today. First person on the press that I share my news with.
That was great. Great. Oh, guys, make sure you check out everything that Beth is up to, and make sure you check out our website too, which is www.theshrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk. That website is made for us by our friends at Web Orchard. If you need a website, make sure you check them out. And this has been recorded at the Parade Shops, which is behind St Mary's. A beautiful place, like we mentioned earlier in the podcast. Make sure you pop in and have a look, whether you want to paint something with the kids at Splat and Splodge, or if you want to go to the Riverview and sit and have a coffee with one of the most amazing views you're going to get in Shrewsbury. We've got Crystal's Cupcakes, as endorsed by Beth here today. Make sure you check them out. Guys, we'll catch you next time. Thank you, Beth.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.